It's YouTube that's the problem. Online, it says now. How long is that going to last? Yep, online.
Yeah, we're on. We're on.
Yep, good.
Run intro.
What you Right, there you go. That's enough of that. We should be online on both now, Facebook and what's the other thing? YouTube.
Oh,
Yeah, are you there?
you're cutting out. You're freezing up.
Oh,
Let's wait a few seconds and see if it settles down.
okay.
You're going like that.
Yep,
Uh,
but sounds fine to me. There's three
I love
people.
technology.
Yeah, there's 3 people watching. Hello, 3 people. And we are online with YouTube and Facebook, and waiting in the green room to make an appearance. We have our good friend Aaron Short, and I should just say good evening, Aaron Short, and here he is. There you
Oh,
are.
I got a round of applause. I'm
You
on
did.
the other side now.
You are. Which side do you prefer?
I prefer that side. Yeah.
That side, yeah. It's much better, isn't it? I don't know why. I think this
Actually,
is
I'm usually the other side on our Monday show with Maury. But
Yeah.
because we
you are?
did the sound test here, I
Yeah.
got used to it within 5 minutes.
good. Okay. So everything's good. So, hello, Aaron, and welcome to our little musing with musicians.
Thanks
And
for having me.
no, the pleasure is all yours.
Well,
good evening.
I might debate that later on.
Good evening, Paul. Paul's joined us.
Hi, Paul. Where are you from?
Paul is from Stony Stratford in Buckinghamshire, and is a musician and singer.
Very nice.
And yeah, he lives in the street that I used to live. There could be a song in there somewhere.
He doesn't live in a house?
No, just the street. Yep.
Oh, sorry to hear that, Paul.
Poor family. Poor family. Any road. As there's 5 people, which is a good start. And oh no, one's dropped out. Was that you?
Oh, hurry up, because there's only 4 now.
We're here to talk to Aaron tonight about his life in music. And I believe that life in music started off in Suffolk, Aaron.
Well, I don't usually like to admit to this, but yes, I was born in Ipswich, Suffolk, in England. I shouldn't say that because most of my viewers are watching me from Suffolk, even though I'm in New York now.
Ah, so you're in Suffolk. You were in Suffolk.
Oh, you don't know where I am. I could tell you anything.
You're from Suffolk.
I'm currently in Australia. Welcome.
But you're from Suffolk.
Yeah, I was born in Ipswich, raised in Leiston.
Ah, give me 6.
Are you familiar with Suffolk?
Yes. My father-in-law lives in Lowestoft. But that's in North.
Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, where the men are men and the sheep are nervous.
Before we start, I'm not my Aaron Short is not affiliated with anything that Brad Bradstock says during this stream. Okay? Please send your letters, your legal letters to him and not to me.
Send all your letters to France. May all your letters be French. Anyway, so yes, you were born in Colchester.
No,
did you say?
Born in Ipswich.
Born in Ipswich. Ah, yeah. Okay.
Grew up in Leiston.
Yeah.
Went to college in Colchester, Essex.
Mm-hmm.
Went to university in London, West London.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm from West London originally.
Whereabouts?
So we're not here to talk about me. Hayes, Middlesex, not far from Ealing.
All right. Yeah, that's where I was. Thames Valley University. Yeah,
Oh,
right there.
yeah, I had a flat in Ealing for a while. Must be some
I knew
good.
we had some. I know I'd seen you before somewhere.
That'd be it.
I think I walked past you a few times. I think.
Crime Watch, probably.
Yeah, that too.
Hi, Chris. Good evening, Chris.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Paul.
Now, Chris is also a musician.
Oh no!
Yeah,
So
well,
everyone here is a musician.
Well-
I hate playing to musicians. I like playing to drunk non-musicians because they don't know what mistakes I make.
There may be a clue in the title.
Oh yeah, I didn't read that.
So yes. So after when did you first show an interest in music or playing music, Aaron?
Okay, let me take myself back.
Go on.
Okay, 7 years old. My grandfather got me piano lessons, and I had those for 7 years about. And I started to get very frustrated because it was all classical and very kind of. I mean, my teacher was wonderful. I love her, but it was very classical. And you must do this, you mustn't do that. You can't do this, you can't do that. So I got to the stage where I'd rather stay home and watch Blue Peter than go to the lesson. But right at that time, I discovered the bass very shortly, and then the guitar. So the guitar really, but I played bass, then guitar, and that kind of took over straight away. So that was cool.
And can you still knock out a tune on the piano?
Yeah, in fact, on my live stream a few weeks ago, I played piano because what happened was I played guitar for years, then I did go through a few years of playing piano again, playing kind of Elton John, Tom Waits type stuff. And then I stopped again, and then a few weeks ago on my live stream, I did play the piano. I had the overhead camera on the keys. So you can go back on my YouTube channel and check out the piano playing on that.
Oh. But it's your guitar which is your main instrument now, though, isn't it?
Well, I just like the guitar because, well, first of all, I like a lot of guitar songs. I discovered that ballads work well on piano. The upbeat kind of stuff doesn't really work, does it? If you sound like you're doing kind of bar barrel stuff. If you play something rock and roll on the piano, it doesn't always work. That's a bad example, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's hard.
The guitar is it's rhythmic. You can carry it around with you. It's cool. You can stand up and play, which I haven't done for a long time, but you can stand up and play. And I just love everything about it. The piano I love too, but the way you sit at it and it's not so rhythmical. Like on here, you can like bang on it and stuff. And
you can't swing it around your neck on stage either, can you?
Well, I don't actually do that, so I don't know. That
No. But if you wanted to, you'd have trouble
you could
swinging
do,
the
yeah.
piano.
You know what I mean? The guitar is so personal. You take it with you. The songs that I love are mostly on guitar. And then even the piano, the slow piano ones work well on guitar, I find. But with the piano, the fast ones do not. At least the way I play. So, and also I think the problem is when you're kind of, I don't want to say forced, but as a child, when it's not your choice. Like when you play the guitar and you've chosen to play the guitar, it could be anything. But when you say, I choose this instrument, that's the thing I've found, then it's different to being introduced to something from someone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And was your how formal would you say that your training guitar was, or was it? I mean, do you read guitar music and tab and stuff like that?
Well, I started by playing by ear, but then my ear got sore from the strings. So
Yeah.
I don't usually joke. There's something about Brad that just makes me want to joke all the time.
Well, we're quite relaxed here, you know. Oh, good evening, Lee.
Well,
Lee Kimbrell says hello.
Well, I'm glad. Lee, have you ordered the OM42 yet? Let us know in the chat.
Oh, and of course, we got Patsy again. Patsy and Bernard.
All the way from Suffolk. There you go, Suffolk, you see?
Yeah. Hello, Patsy. Hello, Bernard.
But yes, I had formal piano lessons and I had formal guitar lessons for a while. I did a few grades. We didn't really read that much with that teacher. He's awesome. I still see him online. Kevin Butcher, he's great. And I went to workshops, and then when I went to college and uni, I did vocals. But of course, I still played guitar and I still watched the guitarist there. and I was playing gigs by that time as well in bars, in pubs,
Oh,
things like that. So
what was your course at college then?
popular music performance. That's when it was all new, and because I didn't want to be at school, and I did 1 year of A level, and they said to do music without doing classical, you have to do recording, but not recording like we do now. It was like MIDI, like numbers, microphones. It wasn't practical. It wasn't hands-on. It was all written, and pretty much it wasn't really hands-on stuff. Which I'm more of a hands-on person.
Yeah.
So when I discovered there was a course where you could do actual jamming and writing and recording in a real environment, that was perfect. That was quite a new thing. It's not uncommon now, is it, to do courses like that? You can do a course in Star Trek now.
Yeah,
but back then,
almost anything.
Back then it was kind of novel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, which is it's a good thing. It's absolutely. Oh, Lee says he's still designing it. Whatever he's designing, he's still doing it.
He's getting a custom OM42 Martin because, unlike most guys, his wife supports his guitar purchasing. In fact, she highly encourages it, which is very strange.
Be very careful here,
There's something weird going on there. It doesn't sound right to me.
Well, when Sam says to me, another guitar, and I say, no, I've had it for ages. I just, you haven't seen it. Did you not notice that one? Oh yeah, it's been in the back room. I never play it, but doesn't work.
It's funny because it's true. Or you have to buy all the same color guitars so you can say, oh no, that's that.
As long as it's not the color of a wardrobe, which is.
Yes, we won't talk about that. I'd see. The problem is Maury's in the States, and he doesn't get your British sense of humor. So when you come onto his Martin guitar stream and say that guitar looks like a wardrobe. Okay, what does this guitar? Okay, let's play a game. What does this guitar look like?
Now that could be the hull of a wherry. But what is that one?
You should work in marketing.
Yeah. I used to sell cabbages and potatoes and stuff at the market.
I like the Colt. It's one of the few guitars I bought used, and I like it because it's got this great pickup system with 3 pickups. It's got a microphone here, a body sensor here, and an undersaddle, and then you can control it all from here. Long battery life, and when you plug it in, it doesn't go pop. So this is a really great plug-in guitar.
It's a lovely guitar. It's Australian, is it?
It's Australian, yeah. And the funny thing is with these satin guitars is that the satin goes glossy as you rub against it, and of course the glossy goes satin over time. So that's an interesting fact. There we go. Look, Lee says looks like plywood. Thanks, Lee. Cheers. Yes. Where's your wife? I don't want to talk to you anymore. No, it's fine. Wait till he gets his OM42, or that'll be mean.
That's good.
That will hurt him more than this one hurts me.
How many Martins have you got then? Just the one.
Honestly, I don't know how many guitars I have right now because I have what happened was I moved here to New York with a mini Maton, like a 3/4 size guitar, and that served me really well. Loved that guitar. And then I discovered Martin guitar. And I was trying to find a Martin that sounded like the Maton, and of course they don't, because the pickups in these Australian guitars they're really built for the guitars, whereas Martin used third-party stuff, Fishman stuff. In my opinion, it doesn't get as close as this stuff. The trade-off is you're cutting into the guitar, and that's why Martin don't want to go that route, I think. So I went on this long journey, and I must have bought and sold and returned a bunch of guitars. And now I started doing my channel seriously. I'm trying to keep guitars so I can use them in videos. So I've got a bunch of guitars that I would normally have sold that I've hung on to so I can do comparisons, because I'm trying to work with companies as well to like test things. So I want to have like a K&K. I want to have a Trance. I want to have an Anthem. I want to have a Cole Clark, a Maton. So I'm going that direction. And then with the Martins, I do love them. I think I've only got 3 because I've got one here that I'm reviewing for Maury's Music, and I've got 2 other. I've got the OMJM, which is the John Mayer, and I've got the HD28, which is a great guitar. But I'm always upset because I kind of I did a review of one of those MIDI systems, and of course I stuck it to the guitar and it left a huge gouge on top of the
dear,
guitar.
Oh dear, yes.
That's a great guitar as well. But scratches happen. These things happen. I'm glad I got that was for Fishman. I was so happy to be doing something for Fishman at the time that I didn't care, and because now I care. But yeah, that's really, I think with where I'm at right now, and this changes all the time. I like to have a really great Martin OM, a great Martin Dreadnought, and then some people like Lee are I feel like Lee's probably very like Martin focused, and you would assume I am too, because we do the Martin show on Mondays because I'm good friends with Maury.
Yeah.
But I like other guitars too. Like I love the Fender Acoustasonic. I love the Rain Song guitars, and they're all just different. I've kind of learned recently not to sit down and judge them back to back, because they all do different things well. And it's too easy to play guitars back to back and think, well, that one's not as good as that one for this reason, rather than think what is the good point about this guitar. So I'm trying to be more like that. I'm interested. How do you feel about it? Because my mind changes quite a lot, but I'm trying to get a way to categorize what I'm doing here with instruments. Like how many different guitars do you have, and do you have different brands?
I've got in total I got 17 guitars.
Oh wow!
And the reason, and they reckon that if you know how many guitars you've got, then you haven't got enough.
Well, I don't, so it means I've got enough, right?
Yeah, it does. I always make sure I know how many I've got, so because that gives me a way into another guitar. But I've got
I couldn't tell you, but I do have like the cheap Yamaha.
Yeah,
I've got a bunch of.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I've got like a load of $3,000 guitars. Some of them are like the budget ones that I did reviews on for the channel that I will definitely sell on pretty soon. But yeah, I'm. It's also hard in an apartment because I've got a few things stacked over there, a couple of things stacked over there. Some cases are empty. I've just started labeling cases because it's like CDs. You put the wrong back in the case.
Hey, look at this. I don't know if I can show you this or not.
Yeah, that's cool. See, I can't do that here. It's so dry here. I have to put them away in the cases. That's the problem. So I need to label all the cases up.
But I think, my go-to guitars is probably my handmade guitar, which was made for me. And cool. Chris, who's over here, he's also got one of Martin Cole's guitars. Lovely guitar, which it's a cross between an OM and a treble O, really. It's a bit of a hybrid as far as he's concerned. So that's probably my go-to guitar. And I've got a treble O 28, just the ordinary version, not the EC version, which is around. Oh, there it is over there. And
all your guitars have K&K?
All the ones no, not all of them. All the ones that I use on a regular basis, which is my Cole, my Martin, and what else did I got it in? I think I might have it in my Tamer. My Tamer, which I told you about the other day. They it's about 1970, 74, I think. This guitar. They were the forerunner of Ibanez, if that helps.
I have a Cole.
You have a you have a Cole as well, yeah, yeah, Cole Clark, yeah. But I've also got a Godin, an A6 Ultra, which is
so we've just got started.
Yeah, who's just got
started?
Said
I've got to go, Dan. You said.
Who said that?
You did. I've got to go, Dan. We just started the stream.
Oh, it's blimey, sharp as a ball bearing. Yeah, but that's quite a nice guitar to play. Bit like the Fender acoustic cast or whatever it's called, but not as expensive.
Look at Lee. Look, my wife is buying me a Martin Performing Artist John Martin D28. What is that as well as the OM42?
Goodness me.
I've just never heard anything like it. I might have to have Lee on my channel sometime to tell us how it's done.
Chris's Martin. Chris, yes, that's a good idea. Chris's his Cole guitar is based on the Martin J model, whatever that is.
The Jumbo.
Jumbo J28 is the nearest. He says.
Yeah. It's nice. We just on Monday we had our friend playing a song, and he was playing his J28 he bought from Maury. Everyone said, "Wow, it sounds incredible." It really did.
Yeah, you got to be a weightlifter to lift the blooming things, haven't you?
Well, Well, that's a debate, isn't it? It's like people say dreads are big and and uncomfortable. This is pretty heavy, but I'm 6'5" though, so I think it's okay anyway. Probably suits my size. I don't know. I don't know.
Shall we hear that
like
guitar?
A good Martin.
Shall we hear it?
Remember, it's plugged in.
Okay, so.
And there's a buzz.
Oh, there you go. So what are we going to hear, Aaron?
You're going to hear an original song, but I'm just going to try and get rid of that buzz 1 second.
Can't hear at this end.
Oh, I know why there's a buzz.
He's got a bee.
You know why there's a buzz?
There's a bee behind the window.
No, you got to plug the guitar in, or it makes a buzz. Oh, I can show you that trick. Check this out. So look, you can hear a buzz, and it's hot, right? Everything's on, and here's the cable. You would never do this, right? You would never plug it in
while it's hot.
Check this out. So there was no like explosion sound.
No,
Pretty cool.
Just a little buzz. Yeah.
Now the buzz is gone.
So what are you going to play for us?
I'll start with a song off my album. It's called Special. Nice mellow song, and then we'll see where we go later on.
How's the sound, everybody? You can make a comment there. Let us know how the sound is.
Yeah, 1 2 test 1 2 1 2 test 1 2. Yeah.
Sounds okay? Good for me.
Okay, this is Special. This is off 10 songs about truth, lies, and other things. And I recorded this album just before I left England for the big US of A. It's like rain falling down on the ocean. It's like you believing in me. I won't break down like I did before. Just call my name and I'll be there. Call my name and I'll be there. You don't know how special you are. It's like nothing else really matters except right in this wrong. I was a fool for so long. I learned more from you than you know. So if you need to let go, call my name and I'll be there. Call my name and I'll be there like I was before. You don't know how special you are. Sometimes you need a friend to show you the way. And sometimes you want to run and you can't walk away. Just call my name and I'll be there. Call my name and I'll be there. Call my name and I'll be there. Call my name and I'll be there like I was before. You don't know how special you are. You don't know how special you are. You are. Thank you.
That was really nice. Yeah, really nice. I've not heard that before, and I do
Like
listen
I
to your
said,
your music on a Sunday when I'm not watching
like I said,
Coronation Street.
well, Sundays I like to do covers. One week I might do all original, but I have a few things on Spotify, Apple Music, and iTunes that you can check out. So please do. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
But you see what I mean about the guitar, right? I mean, that's plugged straight in,
yeah,
and I just love it. I always chase this thing the last few years. That's why I started the channel. We all want the Martin Dreadnought with that huge, incredible sound that rings out, and when we plug it in, we get this sound plugged in.
quack.
But you just can't do it because because of physics. I mean, obviously this thing is built around the pickup, and once you do that, I won't say you impact the acoustic sound, although I'm sure you do a little bit.
Mm.
But they're just two different things I think I've learned. But I do review pickups and things on the channel, and I will continue to do that. But there's nothing like having the tool for the job, and this thing plugged in is just it's just awesome.
It's lovely. Yeah, it's almost a holy grail, isn't it? Looking for the right pickup.
It's it's an
expensive.
experiment as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, it is. Yeah, I think I'm very pleased with the K&Ks. I must admit it. You got to have a good, decent DI for it to go into.
The K&K's been weird for me because I love the simplicity. It's very affordable.
No batteries.
But on a loud stage, they need a lot of work. Like if you play that in a big crowded bar and you're behind a wall, a wall behind you, they can be the most problematic for me on a stage, and
Really?
that's one thing. But for streaming, it's ideal, and it does sound pretty natural. But it still doesn't have. It sounds better than undersaddle, but I still kind of want that mic sound. I know they sell one with a mic in there as well.
I do. Yeah, yeah.
But then again, at that point, I feel like, well, at that point, I got that stuff in my Martin, so I'll just play something else. I don't know. I change my mind about this all the time, but it's also great to have these controls. I got treble, mid, bass, blends, volumes, and I wouldn't want that particularly on a Martin. I keep the Martin nice as it is, and then keep the guitar like this for this stuff. Also, the fact there's no finish on here. Check this out. Hang on.
Yeah.
That's all coming from the pickup.
Yeah.
So you might not want that, but if you do looping and if you drum on the guitar and you want to do like some scratching, that's really great for looping. Of course, if you don't want that, you just end up getting a load of handling noise, which might not be good. But if you're a looper, again, that stuff you can't do on a Martin if it's got a finish on there, like a D28, because it's got the finish on it. So, yeah, I'm very much about the tool for the job. So,
and each job has it's different as well. Like you say, if you're playing in a in a big concert hall, it's a hell of a lot different to playing in a pub, and you have to use the right. I think I found that if doing pub gigs, seem to remember them. The go down is probably more comfortable. Let's put it that way. I can wind it up. It's not heavy. It's the fingerboard is nice and thin. It's like an electric guitar. But for small clubs, the Martin or the my Martin Cole.
like this is a rain song. This is carbon
Oh, that's
fiber.
a lovely guitar as well.
So if you're playing outside, this is the one you take. Tool for the job. And it also has the pickup, the anthem, so you can use it on stage as well. And the best thing is that it gets so dry here, your guitars might crack, so you can just leave this out all the time on the stand, and you can grab it and play it. Whereas with this one, I have to go to the case and take it out of the case.
That's amazing, considering that's a carbon fiber. You wouldn't think it, would you, looking at it?
Well, this is a new thing for rain songs. So most rain songs are like this, and then they're matte on top, and that's the carbon, which you can see inside the sound hole if you look closely.
Yeah.
This is a new thing this is for people who want a carbon fiber guitar because it's so stable and won't be affected by the weather, but they want to get on stage and not have people say, "Oi, what's that? What's that black guitar then?"
Yeah, why are you playing a car bumper?
Well, I gotta say, when I played the black one I had before this, everyone loved it. They'd rave about it and talk about it all the time. But there's a lot of people in the acoustic community that don't want that. They're traditionalists, and some people would say this Cole Clark is not traditional enough for them. Yeah. This thing you could turn up to a gig and no one would question it, would they? They might even say, "Is that a Martin? What is that, Taylor?"
Yeah, no, that's true.
They wouldn't even know, and that's why they did it.
Is the neck carbon fiber as well?
Yeah, the neck is carbon. Everything is carbon, and that wood on top is just a piece of spruce that's fused to the top. So you can leave
Is
this.
it a laminate or
Um,
something?
it's not laminate. They well, if you want to think of it that way, but the way they say it is they fuse it to the top during production.
Right.
So it's fused to the carbon fiber. And Dave from Rainsong, who's a good friend of mine, he's left one of these. It's funny. He told me he's left one of these in his shower for the last 12 months just to make sure this wood wouldn't crack or anything. So this it's just great because it looks like a guitar and you can take it anywhere and not worry about it. If you play in a ski resort or somewhere, this is the one to have, you know?
Yeah. I can't remember the last time I played in a ski resort.
That was just an extreme example, but even I've seen so many guitars that are cracked and checked and stuff because people just carry them around and don't humidify them.
Yeah.
You know, guitars take I'm sure where you are, it's not so much of a problem, but
No.
in this room right now, it's 20% humidity. That's so low.
Wow.
It should be 30 at least, and it's 20. I've got the window open. That's why. So that Rainsong is such low maintenance. Also, we did a fun thing. I had Dave on the show a few weeks ago, and we did a live demo. I tuned the low E string down to nothing, so it doesn't make a sound, so it's floppy, and everything else stayed in tune. If I did it on here, as you know, if you break a string, everything goes out of tune, right?
Yeah.
So there's, again, pluses. Are there minuses? Well, we all love a wood guitar, don't we? It doesn't have any smell.
Yeah, no.
It doesn't smell. It doesn't have. It's not as romantic, maybe, but it has those pluses, and I think that's what I try to look for in an instrument now. What does that instrument do well? As much as I still would love one guitar does everything, I think that's a bit unrealistic. So what does that guitar do well? And also, like I said, honestly, I wouldn't have so many things around here if I wasn't doing the channel, because I want to be able to show stuff. I want to be able to demo a new product and say, hey, this is what it sounds like with a Cole Clark. This is what it sounds like with a K&K. Because that, you know, they are very different pickup systems, and I can make videos about how to set them up and things like that. So that's why I do that.
Be interested to know what Chris and Paul think. Who obviously have very traditional guitars. It'd be interesting to hear what you think about the carbon fiber guitars as well. Why did you go to New York in the first place?
Well, the truth is, when I finished up in Ealing, I was gigging pretty much full time. I was gigging full time while I was studying, and not the first year because I had a broken arm, but the 2 years after that, I was gigging full time anyway. And then a job opened up at a local college, community college, for a music teacher. So I did that. So I was teaching and gigging. I ended up building up loads of contacts. I was doing weddings all the time, driving around. I had a really great life, really. But I was approaching 30. I was traveling to America quite a lot. I always liked America because I've got brothers. My two brothers are here. So I was coming here a lot. And I just thought, I always thought in the back of my mind I'd like to move. Didn't know that you could. And then if one day a friend of mine came online, and on the real early days of the internet, he said, I'm applying for a visa. I'm moving to America. And I thought, can I do that? So what I decided to do was apply for the visa. If I get it, I'll pack up and I'll go. And if I don't get it, I'd stay because I had loads of work anyway. Things were going really well. So, of course, all my friends and colleagues thought I was crazy to leave all that stuff. And I did too, but I haven't really done much like that in my life. And I feel like you got to do that sometimes. It's good for you, right? Just to have a change.
Absolutely.
Just to have a change. So, yeah, that was a lot of work to get that visa and put the portfolio together, and I had to cut out all the clippings from the East Anglian Daily Times and put them in this portfolio of pages, and any certificates I had, and guitar grade 2 had to go in there, and piano grade 5 had to go in there, and everything I could even think of to prove that I should get a visa. Of course, I had other stuff too. I just done the album, so that was a big thing about it. I want to promote my album I've just made. It was good. I had a lot of stuff in there, and I got it. So I moved. I moved with a like I said, a really cool guitar, 3/4 size mini Maton, which served me really well, and a suitcase. And then for the first few years, I just gigged with that guitar and one of those AER, the XL. It's a bit heavy to carry around, but I did it.
Like the compact, but bigger.
Yeah, it was like 22 pounds. It wasn't that fun to carry that around, but I did. It's pretty impressive what you do when you throw yourself into a situation like that, right? Because I feel like I can get so complacent when I'm sitting here at home and yet when you move somewhere and you have to prove yourself, it's really good for you because you just go for it. You go out, you talk to people, you go to every jam, every open mic. So, and I'm glad, of course, with what's happening in 2020 in 2021, I'm glad I did that now to get out of my system. But I think it's good for you. It's good to put yourself out of your comfort zone because it makes you have to do new things.
Paul saying, did you get an Einstein visa like Melania Trump?
You know, the problem with you Brits is
you've
Brits.
Got no, you're American now, are you?
You Brits, I'm a citizen now. So the problem with you Brits is you've got no filter on what you say. Wardrobe. Actually, yeah. I think Maury didn't know what that meant because over here we say closet.
Yeah. But he laughed very. He was very patronising.
No, he did one of these. He did one of these.
Yeah. What the hell's he talking about? Yeah. Tell me. Now you're over there and you're in your apartment in New York, in Queens, I believe.
Somewhere in New York.
Somewhere
I don't
in
give
New
too
York.
much away.
Oh, okay. Well, nobody's going to track you down yet.
You don't think so?
Well, I don't know.
We'll find out next week.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And so the future for you is
terrible.
Yeah, is getting out of this. Yeah, I know at the moment we're all stuck inside, and you're doing a great job with your channels, and it's always interesting listening to it. Your live gig on a Sunday is always full of fun and enjoy it. But gigging, assuming we're going to be gigging next year, is it pretty much more the same that you did before before COVID? Will you be doing a similar sort of thing?
Yeah, I haven't reinvented myself. I think maybe I should have done, but I haven't. But the thing is, this is the truth of it. About 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, I restarted. I started YouTube back in 2008, and I even taught promotion to my students. We were doing what was it called back then? What's that website? MySpace back then.
Oh,
I had
yeah.
to make a MySpace.
Yeah.
If only, I always say this to everyone all the time. People, I shouldn't say it like this, but if only I'd started back then. If can you imagine if you started posting videos in 2008, it'd be so easy now. I started 3 years ago, and then I kept saying to people, I wish I had more time to make videos, and then we locked down. So that was the time. I hadn't live streamed like this before. So I did the live streams. I was so lucky to have Chris Martin from Martin Guitars. I had Cole Clark on. I had Maton on. I had Rainsong on. I had G7 Capos on. I had loads of cool people. I had Chuck Chirac from Sweetwater. That was amazing. You saw them, right? Awesome interviews.
Yeah.
And also making videos. And then I have been networking a lot. I've been trying to network a lot through the trade shows and things to get companies to support what I'm doing and help me. Because I was just saying yesterday, it's all become so different now. In 2008, it would be, I just bought this guitar and I really love it and I want to make a video about it. Check out this pickup system. Oh, this is a great guitar. You must check these out. Okay, thank you. Now it's all about, hi, subscribe, ring the bell, share. Okay, let's get started.
Yeah.
Okay, and then, I'm not knocking it because I do sponsored videos and I need to do sponsored videos because they do take a lot of time. And I think YouTubers should make money from what we're doing because it takes hours and hours and hours and hours to make these videos, right?
Sure.
But the problem is it has become a different kind of mindset now to how it was before. Definitely. But honestly, what I'm trying to say is my channel has grown well, but I need it to grow more. So if you're watching, please subscribe and share. See, I'm doing it now anyway. But honestly, I would like to be doing YouTube full time. I like performing like this now. There's been a lot of good things that came out of 2020. I'd never played with in-ears. I thought I hated them. And now I love them. I can hear everything in my head.
Mm-hmm.
I can stream straight to you without going through the bar full of people making noise and shouting over my music. I like streaming. Okay, the audience isn't here. And maybe one day we'll see the people's faces on the screen. That would be great. But I think that will happen. But it's so controlled, and yeah, you can play any pickup now because it doesn't matter. You can use a microphone now. Most people just use a mic because you can. I want to loop and use effects, so I can't. But there's so many cool things about this new platform, and I think this is the future. And honestly, I'm not going to say I'd be happy if I never gigged again. That's not true. But I love making videos. I love going live, especially, and I definitely want that to stay part of it. And I would love to get the situation where that is my main thing, and I can just do, say, 1 gig a week that I really want to do, and then the rest of the time focus on the videos. Because when I first moved here, I gigged every night. Every night, sometimes twice a night. Because don't forget, the bars in New York are open till 4 a.m.
Yeah.
There were nights I'd go and play somewhere 7 to 10, and then get a call and go and play somewhere 12 to 3.
And everywhere
So
there's a request for American Pie.
No, actually, it was Wagon Wheel, and I didn't know that song.
Wagon Wheel?
Do you know? You don't know it?
That's a chocolate biscuit, isn't it, over here?
Oh. I spent 10 years getting away from England, and then Brad brings me right back to England talking about wagon wheels and Milky Ways. No, this song. So let me tell you the story, because this was an important part of my story. When I used to travel to America, I went to California, did all the touristy things. I went to Chicago, Pittsburgh. My family was. One time I stopped in at New York on the way to one of those places, and I stayed here for a week. And I looked in the paper to see where the open mics were, or the gigs were, and it said Bleecker Street, back fence. So I went there, and it was an amazing place. If you haven't never heard about it, you should look it up. It's like a dive bar, but in New York, like you'd get a honky tonk style, peanut shells on the floor, tip jar, money flying in. It's just a completely unique place. They've since closed down, but I went there. The guy let me play The Gambler, so I played that. And that stuck in my mind. So when I moved here, I thought, right, back fence. And it took me a few months to get a gig there. I went to open mic every week, hung out there every night. I was about to give up and think, screw them. But then I finally got a gig, and I was playing there 3 nights a week, mostly for tips, but the tips could be good down there. And I just loved that place. Okay, the sound wasn't great, and the people were often drunk, but they sat them at tables right in front of you, and you basically played them. It became like a home to me. And then they closed down, which was really sad. But they're the kind of gigs I like. That stuff was so unique, and that was the place where someone's always said to me, "Play Wagon Wheel, Wagon Wheel, Wagon Wheel." And I was like, "What's that song? I don't know that song." I finally learnt it, and then of course now you play it every night, every night. Remember, the set list is quite different. When I was gigging around London, I only played Ring of Fire and Country Roads and The Gambler. And that was because the Australian crowd asked for them. Once I moved here, I had felt the need to learn all these country songs, because it's even though the internet has made us more kind of unified in our musical tastes, there is still a difference. Of course, if you go to Nashville, you're not going to play Oasis B-sides, right? so there is still a difference, but then I've been doing Tommy Bahama last few years, which became like my new back fence, but posher and more kind of corporate, but just a great crowd, great people that work there. I hope I can get back in there. I hope they reopen, because playing there twice a week would be enough for me. I love that. And I'd love to focus more on the videos, because I've built up this. I've got the camera, I've got the mics, I've got the new interface that's not working yet. I've got I want to make it even better too, because you see now everyone's starting a YouTube channel, and everyone's got these studios. Your green screen blew me away, so I've tried to make one, but it's not as good as yours. And then some people have these amazing looking studios in their houses. Yeah. It's not too easy here. I'm in an apartment, so it's not that easy to like test amplifiers and stuff. I have to do a lot with in-ears, which is why I love them too. But I love YouTube. I think YouTube is a big part of the future, and I think 2020 accelerated that for sure.
Well, what it has,
a great thing.
What it's brought home to me is the amount of really, really good talent, good musicianship there is around.
Well, thank you.
It's okay. And tonight is no exception. And
it's depressing, isn't it?
Yeah, but no, it is, because there's such, and these are people that you'd never heard of, and wouldn't normally hear of them, obviously, without the internet. I listen to, I don't know if you listen to it at all. There's a station an internet station called Folk Alley. I don't know if you're aware of it. It's a fantastic station. It's 24 hours a day, non-stop. No adverts. You can give them a donation. It's run from one of the universities. And they do fresh cuts, which is anybody that's new comes on and does some stuff. But there's people I've never ever heard of, and the talent is unbelievable. Plus, you got lots of good quality stuff, from Richard Thompson to Linda Ronstadt and all this, whole gambit. Mainly Americana, I would say. That's probably the bulk of it. But you get a chance to listen to it. It's a wonderful station to listen to. But that sort of brought home to me how much talent there is around. Speaking of which, are we going to have another song?
Yes, I was just thinking. I totally agree. Everyone a lot of people have started YouTube channels, as you know. And last week I was on someone's channel. He was showing people's streams on Facebook. I didn't even look over there. If you go on Facebook in the evening and click on the music section, there's all these people live streaming from Nashville and LA and London
all over the show.
Australia.
Yeah.
And the problem is it's all free, which is always the problem for musicians, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it pans out, won't it? Because we want to go back. I do want to play. I want to play in front of a real audience, of course, but I also want to make the most of this way of reaching more people. Because let's face it. Like when I go live, when I finish up on Sunday 4 p.m. EST and I play for an hour or two, I might have had. Well, let's say I've had 300 people see me. Well, that's more than would see me in a bar, right?
Yeah.
It's the only problem is, as always, is paying the bills, isn't it? Which has always been a problem for musicians anyway. So you just got to hope that people will support the channels and give tips for requests and things like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. How about we play Wagon Wheel in homage to The Back Fence?
If we must.
Do you know the song?
Well, I know. It's a short answer, but I may do one.
So why?
Once you start playing it, I might do.
Why you say, "Oh no," if you never heard the song?
No. I'm just preempting it, really. No. I haven't. But it's obviously a very popular song in the States.
I think it is in England too. Tell me if it's popular in England once I've played it, and also tell me what you think of my my country accent and my harmonies.
Okay. Yeah.
You're not impressed, are you?
I am. I've got one of those.
Oh, okay. He's got one too. Head down south to the land of the pines, thumbing my way in North Carolina, staring on the road and pray to God I'll see headlights. I made it down the coast in 17 hours, picking me a bouquet of dogwood flowers. Over Raleigh I'd see my baby tonight. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Running from the cold up in New England, I was born to be a fiddler in an old town string band. My baby plays the guitar, I pick a banjo now. The North Country winter keeping getting me lost on my money playing poker. I had to believe I ain't turning back or living that old life no more. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Walking to the south, out of the Roanoke, called the truck around the Philly in a nice long come. He's heading west from the Cumberland Gap to Johnson City, Tennessee. Yeah, I gotta get a move on before the sun. My baby's calling my name and I know that she's the only one. And if I die in Raleigh, at least I will die free. Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. I said, hey, mama, rock me. I said, hey, mama, rock me. You see, if you played that at the back fence, you would have got loads of tips and rapturous applause.
Yeah, I'm aware of it. I think only because I've heard you play it. I think I'm not.
Oh.
Yeah.
It really fascinates me how, in the age of the internet, there's still songs that haven't kind of translated. Like, if I go to a bar here and play, they're going to ask for Wagon Wheel, Sweet Caroline. They wouldn't ask for Wonderwall, but if I played it, they'd love it.
Hmm.
And I think that was in my favor. I played some songs that other people didn't play over here. But I also made sure I learned the ones they did want to hear.
Well, you've got
And
a
I
hell
feel
of a
like-
repertoire, though. I mean, I've seen your song list, 120 or something. I don't know how many.
You have. Well, I was playing in pubs when I was in Suffolk as a kid before I was even allowed to. Before I was even old enough. But you have to learn songs, and I'm still in awe of some people that can play anything. Like they'll say, "Oh, play Foo Fighters, some random song," and they'll just pull up the words and just knock it out and do a good job. I worked with a guy that played percussion, Kevin, that could do that. Like any song, he could basically just do it as long as I played some chords behind him. So that's what you got to do to make the tips, because of course in England you don't get tips, right? So that's a big difference. The tipping culture in America means you have to.
Yeah.
Because they might say, play Wagon Wheel again, I'll give you $50. Okay, I'll do it again. It's all part of that.
Yeah, we do get tips, but it's all generally on the line of, you played it again. I'll tell you what, you're going to lose your front teeth or something like that. Take a tip from me.
I never got tipped once, even playing around London where there was lots of American tourists. I never got tipped once. And in America, it's so much about tipping, you know. So yeah, it still blows my mind. So I'd like to know, anyone that gigs in England, I'd like to know if they played Wagon Wheel, because I just feel like, I know I'm still with the internet. I thought we'd all like the same music. So I wonder what bands in the UK or singers in the UK would be singing most request songs and how they're different to singers over here.
I think it's songs like like you said, Wonderwall, American Pie. I think that's quite a popular one.
Yeah,
House of the Rising Sun.
Yeah. They're all popular hits. They're all popular hits. I think there's just one or two, maybe country songs, because they don't really.
Yeah.
It's not so big over there.
No.
So things like People Are Crazy, songs like that. I think that people love them out west, and then when they come to New, I don't know. I can't figure out. But you got to play what you're asked for, or you won't get your tips.
What was the first record you bought?
Because I told you I was playing a lot of piano, and then I just discovered, I think my mum had like a Beatles album and some things like that. The first one I bought
With your own money?
I think it was something like that. What's that Fly album by who's that
Thompson.
Australian? No, who's that band that does who's that?
AC/DC.
Yeah, Fly on the Wall or something. But I didn't know who it was. I just bought it because it had the fly on it. And then And then when I saw Oasis on the TV, that's when I got into music really. Watching Oasis, they're playing very accessible style of music. Anyone can quickly learn those songs. So you like within a week, you're like, oh, I can play Live Forever now and just strum the chords. And they were so cool. They had such energy. They were playing pretty simple stuff, but they just had a lot of energy and attitude. And I loved it. I loved the songs too. I loved everything about their early music was incredible. And whenever I listen to it now, it's still got that same energy and passion. And so that might seem like a weird one to say, but that Britpop era was my time. So that Oasis stuff and all those bands was cool. And there was so many Britpop bands then. And now there's no bands. Like, when's the last time you heard a guitar solo on a song? Right.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, when I was growing up, which is before the old king died, I grew up on a diet of Beatles, Stones, Kinks, and then moving on the Who and so on and so forth. And again, a lot of those songs were easy to play. And so my first band, I was 14 in school, playing those kind of stuff and rhythm and blues type stuff, not the R&B that we have now, but the rhythm and blues, proper rhythm and blues, and that kind of stuff. And so the Britpop thing kind of bypassed me in a way. I was too old. Still am too old.
Well, it's all a generation thing, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Now we have, apart from Ed Sheeran, we don't really have anyone playing even acoustic guitars. It's all so niche. Thank goodness for the internet, because we have anyone can type in YouTube acoustic guitar player, singer doing songs on Sundays. I might come up, but without that, I wonder what would happen, because it seems so niche now. Like, oh look, he's playing acoustic guitar. Wow. Whereas 30, 40, 50 years ago, maybe, or I guess you could argue in the 80s that happened too. Everyone turned to synths for a while. But it just feels so niche now. When I say I play guitar, like, oh wow, guitar, wow, interesting. So niche, so different. I don't know. The world is a strange place now, isn't it? When you look back even 10, 20 years and think how things have changed. Like, we never would have been doing something like this when I was in England. We couldn't even do it. The camera wouldn't have worked. The internet wouldn't have worked. Technology is what really steers the world, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at Lee, that Taylor Swift. I actually do play Taylor Swift, Lee, and if you're not careful, I'm going to play it and say you asked for it.
Yeah. Who's Taylor Swift?
Dear. Taylor Swift. Hey, again,
Is she popular?
Well, she does play, but she does play the guitar, so
yeah,
that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Chris says, I heard Wagon Wheel many times at open mics when they were still going.
Is that Wagon Wheel or Wonderwall?
Oh, I don't know. I think it means Wagon Wheel.
No,
Chris,
it means
isn't it?
Well, maybe you did, Chris. What is it, Wagon Wheel or Wonderwall?
Please clarify.
Answers on a postcard. Send it to your nearest Prime Minister.
Lee said, the only person who watches me sing is the wife. I have to pay everyone else.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's fair enough.
But when he's playing that OM42, everything just sounds incredible. Right?
That's a huge guitar, isn't it?
What?
Is it? It sounds like a big guitar. The OM42.
No, it's small.
Is it?
That's the orchestra model, yeah. You haven't been watching Mondays with Maury and Aaron Short.
Yeah, no, I have, but
you'd be fully educated.
I drop in and out. Wagon Wheel, Chris says. It was Wagon Wheel.
Okay, so I was wrong. So
Brad. No, you was right. You said Wagon Wheel.
Chris, I mean, Chris says he heard it at open mics when they were going.
Yeah.
So people do play that song a lot in England.
Yeah.
It's just you that
it's
only
plays
old 50s Roy Orbison hits. But you wouldn't play Runaway. When I asked you to play Runaway, you wouldn't do it.
I haven't got the voice for it. As I walk along, I wonder. I can do that bit.
I just thought you did the high part.
I know you did.
Of course, you could always use the pedal to put your voice up to the octave.
Yes. Yeah. Or just put on a different pair of underpants.
Even tighter than those ones? Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's oh dear. Are you planning another album at any time shortly?
I'm not.
Longly.
That's the one thing I'm. So again, 2020 was great because I had to learn how to stream. I was doing more videos. I was doing some recording. I recorded a version of The Gambler. I felt like I was back at uni again, like doing different modules in different areas.
Hmm.
And I did start to try to write a song about the pandemic, and I didn't finish it. And I don't. The problem with me is, I don't know what's happened with me. I don't really. I used to really have a desire to write, and I was writing a lot, and I really wanted to be a writer. And then just lately, I haven't really felt the desire to do it. It's something I need to really think about. I don't want to force it for sure. I do write stuff now for demos and gear demos and reviews and stuff like that. I found through gigging every night, like I told you earlier, that I wasn't very inspired because if you don't forget, right, in England, it's two 45-minute sets, right? 45 minutes, 15 or 30 off 45 minutes. That was the London gig.
That's plenty. Yeah.
That was the London gig.
Mm.
New York is 3 hours with a 10-minute break, and they don't even want you to take a 10-minute break, and they want you to play longer. So I was some nights I was playing for 6 hours, and then 3 hours next day, and then 6 hours. And I'd do a kids party in the afternoon, and I'd do another gig at night. I honestly just wanted to sleep, wake up, recover as much of my voice as possible, because I couldn't even do falsetto back then because my voice was just shot all the time. It's really bad for you. But I was paying the bills and paying my dues. And the writing thing, I did write a couple of things over here, but I just didn't, I don't know, that just became my life. And one thing I was hoping about lockdown is that I would get inspired to write again. I haven't really written much yet, but it's something I'd like to do again in the future because I did make an album. But I find it so incredibly rewarding. I don't know if do you write songs, Brad?
I have been known to write songs. Yeah, I'm very prolific. One every 15 years is about my. I've written half a dozen or so songs. Yeah.
I just find it's so first of all, it's so personal.
Mm.
If you write something
Yeah.
and someone says it sucks to you, and then it's incredibly. And I'm also my own worst critic. Even recording a cover, I'll just like pull it to pieces, redo it, try to make it better. So but at the same time, there's nothing like it. When recording that album that I mentioned, and I want people to listen to it if they don't mind, because that was one of the proudest and happiest I've ever been in my life. Like going to a studio every day,
Fantastic,
hearing the
yeah.
music come together, and working with someone that actually knows their craft well, and he was producing it, and mixing it, improving it. It was a heck of an undertaking, and it cost me a lot of money to do it. But it was such an amazing experience. We mastered it at Abbey Road Studios. The whole thing was just incredible. And I love that feeling. But yes, even recording covers for YouTube with other musicians is a lot of work. So writing your own thing is a lot of work. Let's face it, it's much easier to go live and play covers or knock out a gear demo than it is to write a song, record it, master it, promote it. So it is something I want to do. But honestly, the absolute truth is I don't really feel... I just don't feel, what's the word, inspired. I just don't wake up and think I've got this song idea. So I don't do it. I'm just focusing on growing my channel and my audience and doing cover versions. And I've got the originals from the past that I'll play on the channel. But I think I will have to do more original stuff to really grow, because they always say like you need to write your own songs to really grow. Maybe that's not true, but maybe that's not true now with YouTube. Maybe with YouTube, some cover singers now have got great careers, and they then go. They don't make money from their videos. They then go and travel the world.
But then you need
thing.
a unique selling point on that, then, don't you?
Yeah, well, it's also tough because you don't make any money from it. Like we were saying, musicians. I don't think musicians should do music for money. That's the wrong idea. I do think we should be able to make a decent living from it in some way. It's just so difficult. Music and business just don't really gel, do they? It's
No. I've made several CDs or been part of several CDs, and never made a penny on any of them. And that's because, that's not strictly true. We've made money for the people that the CDs were for, but that was a good cause and stuff. But the actual experience, I love studio. I love working in a studio. It's fantastic.
Yeah. No, I do. And being on that deadline and having the producer ask you to play it differently, sing it differently, that's when you really grow. So yeah, I don't know what to say really. I really want to be doing it, but not enough that I'm upset that I'm not, and I'm
Yeah.
not really inspired to do it. And for me, that's something I'll just do later on if it comes, and if it doesn't, I mean, I've always just loved a good song, whether I wrote it or someone else wrote it. I've always just liked to play and sing a great song. And for me, that's enough. I've always enjoyed the performance aspect of it all.
Yeah.
And that's why I seek out the good tone and the right mic and the camera, because I want to just get lost in it. I mean, I played a bunch of Tom Waits covers the other week, and I just got lost in it. I was in heaven.
Yeah. Well,
I love his writing so much.
well, once you're in that zone, when you're playing live and you're playing, I don't think there ever be a perfect gig, but when you're playing somewhere and you've got the right sound, the sound's great, the audience are great, you know that the songs that you're singing are great as well, because you like them. You wouldn't sing them if you didn't like them. And there's nothing quite like that feeling.
I refuse to cover a song I don't like. I don't want to sing. I'll do it for a wedding if I get paid a lot of money to do it. I'll do it. But I never want to play a song that I don't like. What's the point? That the audience. So that's where I'm coming from. If I sing a song that I love, to me it doesn't matter if I wrote it or if you wrote it. I just want to sing a song that I love.
Yeah, yeah.
So if Elton John wrote a song that connects with me and I can't write one better, I'll sing his. So there is definitely it's like whenever I release a new video, I feel so happy and content that I've created something. When you write your own song and people like it, that's one of the best feelings for a musician in the world. I think it's definitely something you should. I think it's definitely something you should do. Even if I write songs and never play them to anyone, I definitely think you should write every day and be creative, definitely. And it's something I should get back to. But right now, my focus is just on catching up with videos, doing reviews, networking, and all that stuff is really taking over most of my time to grow the channel. But if the channel was going along nicely, I think I would definitely start applying more time to that to try and release something through the channel as well. I don't know.
But
I love this platform that we have with the channels.
Well, I recommend definitely recommend your channels. It's I think the reviews that you do are solid. They're honest, and they're really interesting because it's something that I'm interested in. So you chaps here, Chris and Paul, and others that like playing music and also the technology of music, you could do yourself a lot of favour to go and visit Aaron's YouTube channel. Learn a lot.
Please subscribe and ring the bell and share with your friends. Because like I said earlier, it's all about numbers now, isn't it? It's all about like I wrote to a company this week and they said it's funny, they said we only work with people that are actively touring and doing a lot of gigs and touring. And I wanted to write back and say, well, how am I supposed to do that?
Yeah.
They didn't mean it. They meant like you've got to be in the Killers or something.
Yeah.
It just made me laugh when I read it because, and the same other side of what I'm just saying too, because you can have no subscribers and make one review that gets 100,000 views, and you can have 100,000 subscribers and make a video that only gets a few views because no one's interested. I don't know. The whole YouTube thing is a lot of work as well, and a lot of very complicated. But I plan to just keep knocking out the videos, and most importantly, networking and getting to know people. So when we do reopen, people, I can maybe do some demos and stuff like travel a bit. I miss traveling. I don't know, but who knows what's going to happen. My focus right now is just to keep doing the channel.
You should give your old mate Tommy Emmanuel a ring.
Yeah, I did. He didn't answer my call.
Did you not? Because you won't know, maybe you won't know this, but Aaron certainly shared the stage with Tommy Emmanuel. How did that come about then?
Well, it happened twice because I went to his workshops. What I'll do is I'll play the song that we played. I went to his workshops, and at the end of the workshop, they always have an open mic you sign up for. So the first one I went to, we did "You've Got a Friend." That was cool. I don't know if that's online anywhere, but the solo he played on that was amazing. Like a George Harrison style solo. So
what,
good.
the James Taylor "You Got a Friend"?
Yeah, but he did like a George Harrison style solo. Really simple, really musical, really effective. Then the second time I signed up and I did one of my songs, this fingerstyle song, and I loved it because I played it and he just sat there and listened, and then at the end he just played some noodling and he just listened to me play the song. That was really nice.
Yeah,
I think
lovely.
that was nice.
Yeah.
I think that was a compliment. But I'm a huge fan of his and that community as well. We just had I just had Joe Robinson on the channel. I've got some more fingerstyle players coming up. So yeah, it's like you're doing here. It's just great to chat with musicians and get inspired and new ideas and things like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let me play the song. It's again
Yeah,
from the
please do.
album, and it's called Pieces of a Puzzle. But I haven't warmed up my fingers, so we'll see what happens. Chris, you're in my way. Worn out ends and holes in an old tin box, locked away for another rainy day with the Christmas trees and happy thoughts. So we lost our way with all the games we play, falling down on another storyboard, gonna win someday. Like pieces of a puzzle, you complete me. With pieces of a puzzle, you and me. And though we're not together, no one else can fit me better. With pieces of a puzzle, you and me. With pieces of a puzzle, you and me. We can break the rules if you wanted to. There's a gamble in every move. I put it all on you. Like pieces of a puzzle, you complete me. With pieces of a puzzle, you and me. And though we're not together, no one else can fit me better. With pieces of a puzzle, you and me. With pieces of a puzzle, you and me. With pieces of a puzzle, you and me. With pieces of a puzzle, you and me.
Really
Thank
nice.
you.
That was lovely.
You see what I mean about this guitar? I
Yeah.
was so nervous there because I haven't practiced any fingerstyle lately, and this guitar is so powerful and clear. Like you just touch it and the sound comes out. I love it. I love it about this guitar.
It's really nice.
It's funny because some people said that about the K&K. I always thought the K&K was great for fingerstyle and strumming. Some guy said to me, my friend Scott, actually Scott sold me this guitar. Scott said to me once the K&K is too, when he's finger picking, is too soft because he plays lightly. And this guitar with these settings, it just cuts through, doesn't it? Like when I was playing that, it just cuts. It's so direct and punchy. Punchy is the word.
No, it's really nice.
I love it.
Well,
thank you.
You know, we've been on, it's 10 to whatever it is now, 20 hour, nearly an hour and a half we've been on for this hour.
Oh, really?
This hour-long show. Hasn't time flown?
That went really fast.
How many
capos do you own? How many capos, Aaron?
It's capo.
Oh, I got some more coming. So I still love this G7th, and I've got some more coming in to review from. I'm going to do a whole video on G7th capos. So watch out for that. I want that one where you can turn it at the back and make it a bit tighter.
Yeah, this is the one I just bought recently, which is a G7. That's the
clampy one. Yeah, the Nashville. Yeah,
really,
I want
really
that one
good.
too.
Yeah, I've got the other G7, the one that you've got there. But I find this is it's easier for me with my arthritic fingers, if you like, to get on the guitar and to move up a bit and stuff.
But there's
really
also
nice.
one. I've used this for years. That's my go-to. There's also one with a like a screw on the back. So you do this, but you screw it a bit as well, so it can get more tension. Yeah, no, they're great stuff. We're talking about doing a live demo of different picks, but I was saying
Oh,
on
yes.
Monday that
Yeah.
yeah, but I was saying that I've used this Jazz 3 for so long now that it's hard for me to appreciate it. But it's just time, like everything else. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
get a bunch. Let me know what your favorite pick is, Brad, because I want to get for the viewers on Mondays. I want to get like their favorite picks, and I want to
That-
do a demo and review.
This is the one I've used.
That's what I used to use when
forever.
I started. The real thin one, right?
The Jim Dunlop. It's a 60
It's
millimeter.
like, isn't that like paper
So-
thin?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's flexible, nylon one. And I've been trying to use a. This is a 1.14, but I don't know. It's just what amazed me. I didn't realise, and then when listening to your show, your program the other night, that people pay $70 for a plectrum, $35 for one plectrum. There's a 10-year supply of that for that price. And the question I asked,
that was my fault because this is it here. This is $35.
yeah,
But I misspoke and I feel bad about it now. The thing is, these are very long lasting. So if you didn't lose this for 3 years, you'll probably pay for it. It'll pay for itself.
yeah,
And then you've got the benefit of it's not like wearing out and sounding different. It's always going to be the same thing. The problem is this is not like the Jazz 3 one that you just mentioned, $75 that's the one. So
yeah.
I want to see if I can get one to compare directly to this. Because I actually used this yesterday and I like it more than I did before, but it takes time. If you play the same thing for years, everything feels alien to you, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let's see if you can hear a difference. And the other one?
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I do hear it.
Yeah.
Wasn't there more low end on the?
Yeah, there was. The first one was definitely lower. Yeah, there's more.
So there you go. Maybe it is worth $35. I was gonna reach out to them and say, we're doing this video. I really want to do the video. I really want to get viewers what they're using, so I can give my thoughts. So I can try yours. I can try more.
Yeah, yeah.
I can try the $75 one, and then I can say which one I prefer like the best, and I can also do like a comparison without you seeing as well to see which one the viewers. I love all that. I love all that comparison stuff and trying stuff.
It's going to be
do that
It's going to be subjective at the end, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think a lot of people like low end, and I was surprised to say I hadn't actually done it yet. Just through the pickup, this one had a lot more low end, didn't it? Really interesting. So we're going to do that. You must join us for that one.
Yeah.
And remind me what pick you have. I'll order one so I can put it in the.
Well, you can pick these up. You can pick these up anyway. Jim, Chris, would you pay $75 for a plectrum? Plectrum?
The problem is, you could say to someone, "Would you pay
No,
$3,500 for a guitar?" Right?
Yeah.
No, I can go like that Yamaha I reviewed in the closet there. Amazing, one of the best guitars I've played. I mean, okay, it hasn't got the well, it's a Martin or
the
it's
gravitas.
Paul Park
Yeah.
hasn't got any gravitas. No, and I don't connect with Yamaha as a brand for those reasons. But the quality and the sound of that thing is just up there with every. I think it's incredible. So
You see that Paul there uses the same as me, a Jim Dunlop, but he plays with a 48, which is even thinner than mine.
I used to use that when I start. The thing is, when I started out, I used a real thin. You call it a plectrum. I call it a pick, because you just feel like it'll be easier, right? And then I think my friend Johan that used to play guitar with me. I think he had these. It's the Jazz 3 XL. The Jazz 3 is very small, so I like the XL. But the reason I like these is if you strum really lightly, you're actually making it kind of thin, because I'm strumming so lightly. It's like I've got a thin plectrum. But then if I dig in, so you couldn't do that with a thin. You wouldn't get that tone.
No.
So that's why I like it. If I hold it, if I grip it, I get that real clear lead tone. If I hold it really soft, I had to practice that. Really soft, then you get that airy, like a thin pick.
Yeah.
And so that's why I could never play any solos with those thin picks, because I can't dig in.
You can't. That's true.
They just flop around.
Yeah.
So that's why I love the Jazz 3. But I'm going to try to get the the blue chip version. And yeah, like I said, I felt bad Monday because I just said, "Oh, I don't like it. It's expensive." I think that's not fair. And I forgot that these last. These last forever if you look after them.
If you if you don't lose them, yeah.
It's like, well, is that an argument? I'm not going to buy
No,
something
it's not
nice because
really.
I'm going to lose it.
No,
Maybe if you do lose everything you buy, that's a good argument. But I mean, I was to say people always say that about these as well.
Yeah,
I've had
yeah.
this for years. I've had this for years. I just don't lose it. Just look after it. Don't get drunk at the gig and leave it behind.
No, it's true. It's yeah. I mean, I never said I wasn't a hypocrite.
I'm entitled to change my mind.
Yeah, I
That's
can.
what I
can do that. Well, this has been fabulous. I've really enjoyed myself this evening, Aaron.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Thanks for your friendship.
No,
well,
thank
we
you.
wouldn't have met without 2020 happening. We wouldn't have met, would we? So I've
Not
made
at
so
all.
many friends.
Yeah, I know.
And I get to see you, but like Lee is always supporting, and I really appreciate it. And I haven't met him and his wife in person, or even seen them on Facebook or the camera really. But when we get to these videos and these chats, in some ways it's better because if we met in passing in Ealing or a gig or something, we wouldn't get to sit and chat like this.
No.
So there's so many good things that have happened.
Well, the chap I had on
all the bad things.
the chap I had on last week, Clive, multi-instrumentalist. I know him. I've seen him online. I've never met him. He's only local to me. He's only down the road.
Wow.
Yeah, he lives in Stony Stratford, just down the road from me. We're like, we're good mates now. It's nice to be able to talk. And this is that's the one that there's many bad things about Facebook and the internet as such, but there's lots of good things. There's the network inside is absolutely marvelous. And
that's how I started, right?
Yeah.
Like a guitar has good and bad. There's nothing perfect, so you've got to take the good and not the bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Having said that, I did try that online jamming on Jam Kazam, and that was the worst experience of my life.
Oh, what was that then?
There's an app where you can jam with people, and I tried it out one night because me and Maury were going to use it. And I went into a chat room. It was 7 p.m. here. It was midnight over there, and there was a British guy, and he was talking like. And he got kind of mad because I was new and asking how it's working, and the guy leading the session was smoking weed or something. It was just a mess. And then when you jam online, the audio's all garbled because it's trying to send all these. Yeah. So I then went into another. I was kind of excited, so I went into another room, and that guy was in there, and he didn't know I'd entered the room, and he was saying, "Oh yeah, this newbie came in, and he was being all mean about me."
Yeah.
And then he said, and I said, "Hey mate, I'm here, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for your help, by the way."
Yeah.
And then we jammed for a while, but it was like going to a band rehearsal. The musicians were actually great. The drummer was fantastic, but it was like going to a band rehearsal with great musicians, but you're all in different rooms. and you've got earplugs in because you're sitting there like. And you're trying to play to them, they're trying to play to you, and it just didn't work. And hopefully one day we can play a song together. That'll be great. But yeah, we're not quite there yet.
No, we're a while off on that, but look forward to that. Well, Aaron, thank you very much once again. It's Thursday now, so you'll be going live online on Sunday.
I got on
Facebook. There he's got his Soundhole Sniffer mug.
Teespring.com. Order yours today. Live every Sunday, 4 p.m. EST.
Which is 9 o'clock our time, in real money.
Oh, there you go. You're just like Google. And real time. What's that in real time?
9 o'clock, real money.
Monday, also 9 p.m. real world time, is our Martin Guitar Talk with Maury from Maury's Music. And I'll be posting videos throughout the week once I get this new interface working. So I'll be calling on your help soon.
What interface is that?
I got the Apollo Twin
because
it's like a little computer. It can run plugins, so it can my computer won't have to do the work. The idea is the interface processes the noise gate, the EQ, and all that stuff, and then it will set a bit like what this thing is doing on the floor right now. It's doing the same thing. But the problem is, as you plug these things in, they route to weird places and do weird things, and you end up just going absolutely nuts over it. But anyway, please, if you haven't been to my channel and you're watching, I'd really appreciate it because it's so hard to grow these things, and I can't do it without people's help. So it's just youtube.com/Aaron Short Music. Please subscribe, ring the bell, watch all my videos, and
Oh,
join us in the live
I can put it in here.
streams.
Can I put it in here? Can I do this? What's it? YouTube.
YouTube.com/Aaron Short Music. I like the way he's acting like he doesn't know the address because he goes there every day.
I don't know me.
Have you got the same earphones as me? Have you got the KZ?
Yeah, you recommended them to me.
Wow, people actually buy stuff that I tell them to buy.
That's
Crazy.
Absolutely.
Why would you do that?
I have no idea.
Because they were cheap, right?
they were inexpensive. No, they're about 75 quid.
I want to get the really fancy ones, but I always run over them with my chair, so I don't want to get fancy ones and then break them all.
They're really good. They're not. There's a bit of definition. There's no low end to speak of in these that I'm aware of. You know, it's quite not tinny, but it's very mid range. I found with these ones.
Well, you do have to make sure they're in properly. In fact, when I got the foam covers for them and really pushed them, got them in there, you get all the low end. But I don't use those foams anymore because they fall apart. But they're made, aren't they great? Like when I have the stereo, when I have this on here. I've unplugged the guitar, but when I have the delay on, yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm not in stereo. When I'm plugged in stereo on my feeds, and I select the stereo mode, it's amazing because I get like delays bouncing around, and it's just so much better than playing in a crappy old bar with a small little old PA system. It's just great, isn't it? Such a great experience.
Is that the right address?
Yes, youtube.com/Aaron Short Music. I appreciate it. Please subscribe.
Chris has.
Oh, Chris found it. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for your friendship, Brad.
Yeah,
and thanks for everyone's hanging out with us. It's just great. Like you said,
lovely.
Sunshine on the rainy days.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
That's your next song.
Yeah. Okay. Well, on that note, let's. If I press this button here, this should happen. I'm back again. Mike has said, "What are the earphones?"
I thought you ended the stream. That's a good job. I didn't stand up because I'm not wearing any. I'm not wearing any trousers.
I knew that. It's just that jock strap, isn't it? That the gold lame one that you normally wear. Mike Boy says, "What are the earphones again?" What the make?
KZAS10.
KZ. That's KZ for anybody who lives over here.
If you go on my videos, scroll down. All the stuff I use is in the description of the video. But yeah, KZAS10.
KZAS10 then. KZ. For goodness sake.
I really hope tomorrow I don't wake up and start talking like a Brit again because no one will understand me.
Go love a duck, governor.
I just watched The Dig, and for the next 7 days I was talking like, "Oh, that's a rum old thing, track." Go
Yeah, see, Mike's from Lowestoft as well.
If I start talking like that, they'll either think I'm really cool because I sound like the guy from The Dig, or they'll think I'm absolutely crazy and lost my mind even more.
You know, they call they call people from Lowestoft Hovis people.
I always
Do you know why they call? Do you know why they call them Hovis people?
Why?
Because they're into bread.
Oh,
now that wouldn't translate in the States, would it?
Well, you learn really quickly. Like when I moved over here, you just learn. Even your attitude. Like when someone says to you, "How did your class go today, Aaron?" You don't say, like in England, I might say, "Yeah, it went pretty well. It was good. It was all right, yeah." And in England, that would be that everything's fine, right? Over here, they look at you and say, "What?" Because over here, it's got to be. It's either fantastic, awesome, wonderful, or it didn't happen. So that's why I say awesome all the time now. It's awesome because you can't be that kind of half. It's just a different.
Yeah.
It's just even in New York where there's lots of Brits and things like that. And it's the same thing. You soon learn that. That's why I'm hoping I don't wake up tomorrow with these British isms again.
I hope you do. And on that note, have a nice day.
That's a rare old. Toodle pip.
I bet you go into a coffee shop now and say, "Can I get a mocha?"
No, can I have
No.
a cup of tea?
Can I get?
Cup of tea and digestive. Cup of cha, digestive. Kit Kat. What's this American Kit Kat? It's not like a real Kit Kat. It's funny because it's all these things that I'm joking about are all true. That's why it's so funny.
Yep.
You know, when you come, Brad, when you come to New York next, like they'll just be the same. Well, yeah, I liked it, but you know, they don't have real Kit Kats, so I can't wait to get back to England.
No, the main thing is Marmite. Anyway, I don't suppose you get Marmite in New York.
Thankfully, no.
On that note, goodbye, and see you soon. Thank you, Aaron.
On this note, thanks for watching.